Hello viewers, welcome to the channel. So today I'm going to talk about how to make dynamic conditional formatting. So as you add or remove data, the formatting is automatically applied to the used range. So as an example, if I add a new row here, it will automatically apply the formatting. So we're just going to work with this column here, which has no formatting applied. So what you'd normally do is select the from and to range, then click home, then conditional formatting and manage rules. And then we click new rule and select use a formula. And we only want the formatting to be applied if the retailer is not equal to blank. So we can go equals if, open bracket, the first retailer, which is in C7, is not equal to blank, then true. So we want it to apply the formatting, otherwise false, don't apply it. And then select the formatting you want. In this case, I'm just going to do fill and pick gray. In the applies to, it should have automatically selected our from and to, and if not, you can just drag it like that and hit enter. And OK. So as you see now, I can just add some more data, and even though we specified a from and to from 7 to 14, Excel is smart enough to know if you append the data, apply the same formatting, so it extends the rule. Now the problem using the from and to is that if you update this data, let's say weekly or fortnightly, monthly, whatever, if the first thing you do is delete existing data and replace with new, you will end up deleting the formatting rule as well. So as I add something here, you can see that it hasn't formatted it. But in this table here, I have applied the dynamic formatting rules. So if I add a row, it has retained those rules. So how can we apply that to this column here? I'll just undo that and go back to what we had before. So we go back to our conditional formatting, but this time we're going to apply it to the entire column J. So go back to our manage rules. I'll just zoom in a bit. We're going to change applies to, and we're going to select J. Then we want to edit the formula. And instead of C7, we want it to be C1. Now we want to get rid of the $sign on the 1 because we want it to apply to each row. So it's $C1. Now just be careful because Excel sometimes changes that to be the last row. So if you see, come back in here and you see this is 1 million and something row instead of 1, just change it back to 1. All right, and OK. And you see it has applied the formatting, unfortunately, also to the header and to this one here. And that's because we're specifying the entire column and retailer not equal to blank, and that's not blank. So we need to make a minor adjustment here. So we'll go back to our rule in here and double click the rule. And what we're going to do is in front of the $C1, we're going to put so hit F2 so we can edit that formula and type in and, open bracket, and then leave the C1 not equal to blank. And then after put in a comma, and we want to say row, open bracket, close bracket, is greater than the header row, which is 6, and close the bracket. So this is saying if the retailer is not equal to blank and our row is below the header row, then apply the formatting. Click OK. And as you see now, we have the formatting applied only to here down, and it's not affecting the header row, which is good. And that will only apply the formatting if retailer is not equal to blank as well. So if I add one here, and there you go, you can see it's added. All right. Now, one minor tweak I would make to this formula or this conditional format rule is if you were to insert a row above the header or delete a row, what happens is because we specified the value 6 for the header row, we hard-coded the number 6. When we insert a row, that's not going to change. So the header has moved down to 7. Our rule says if it's greater than 6, then format it. And so we formatted it again. But as you can see in this one, it hasn't done it. And we're going to do the same here. So let's delete that row. Go back to our conditional formatting here. Manage rules. We go back to here, double click. And then what we're going to do is, instead of hard coding the number 6, we're going to change it to row, open bracket, and $6 : $6, or whatever your header row is. Okay, and then close the bracket. And because this is a reference, it's a row reference in this case, whenever you insert or delete a row, this will automatically change. Right, and I'll demonstrate that again. So let's insert a row here. As you can see, it hasn't formatted this. And if we look at the rule, you'll see that it's automatically changed it to row 7. And then we can insert another row and it still doesn't affect it. And we can add another retailer. I'll just call it 6 this time. And you can see it's already formatted that row. Now you can change the rules if you want it to only format it if there's a value in this column as well. You can just add it to the AND condition. Well, that's it for dynamic conditional formatting. Thank you for watching. If you found this useful, please hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel, as I do have other Excel videos and plan on bringing some VBA macro videos in the near future. So look out for those. I do try and make my solutions unique, different from what's already out there, and always aim where possible to make them dynamic. So as your data set changes, you don't need to change formulas, as they automatically adjust to pick up the used range. And this is useful, especially if you're creating a workbook for someone else, or you have to go on leave and need to hand over to someone else. That way they don't need to know that they have to change particular formulas whenever the data changes. Well, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.